and you can join the live.
Let me go to it. Here we go.
I don't know it. It's on the. You gotta go to my page.
Will it show up on my page too, or just yours?
What did you say?
Will a live show up on my page or just yours?
Yours too.
Okay.
Once you join mine, they'll both see it. Are you ready?
I pressed join live.
Oh, okay. So you press join,
Yeah.
and then I see. I got it. Did it happen? Are you in it now?
Almost.
Oh,
Share
'cause I don't see
screen.
you.
Okay.
I see you.
I see you.
So
Back it up a bit.
are you able to do landscape now, Dominic? Dominique? Oh,
Uh,
there you are. I see it. Now,
what
how
about
do you
now?
feel it looks on you for you?
It looks okay. It's a little close up, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
able to put it back.
you know what? I don't think I want to do it like that because I think that was the option before. We can do it up and down. It's better, and that makes her that it
Up and
looks.
down.
Yeah, you're right. Go back to the way you were and turn my camera because that makes you too close up, and then that's like a distraction in a sense. Like that's what happened. Yeah,
What about now?
yeah. This is better with you up. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I'll leave it like that. Fix that.
Okay, it's perfect. Yeah. Now, how do you feel about that one?
Yeah, that's okay. Try to set it up where it stays. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's okay.
You
It's
think
not
you're good?
staying on my stand. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Um, okay. Oh, there we go. So for me, I can see you on this one. The Zoom one is the one I'm recording you on. The other one,
Okay.
you can probably pay attention to this one, and then that one's gonna go to the page as well.
Okay.
Yes, you're good. Like as far as that, you look it's great. I can see you up there. Okay,
Okay.
so hi, I am super excited. Welcome to the Lakithia Nicole Talk. I am Lakithia Nicole, and I'm so excited to have Dominique Bryant with me. You pronounced it. You I've told you from the beginning. I've been having trouble with my I don't know what it is today, but tell the people who you are, your name, and we're gonna start right from there.
Okay. I'm Dominique Bryant. It's pronounced Dominique, but I have one I. So I can understand why you're messing it up.
Thank you. And so tell the people, I read, your bio that you are first and foremost, I think it's the most important is that you're a mother, you're a wife, you are a makeup artist, an entrepreneur, and you're all about what my company is about, women empowerment. So let's like dive right into it. So tell me, how you're doing all of this stuff. Like number one, like I said, the most important, you're a mother, and then you also talked about, you are a woman of God.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's
Yes.
talk about it. Let's talk about, you're doing all of this stuff. You are most importantly a woman of God, a mother, and a wife. So tell me, how you're doing all of this because it seems like a lot of hats, like you said in the bio. It says you
Yes.
wear many hats. So let's talk about it. Tell the people who you are and all of the stuff that I just said.
Yes. Well, I am a jack of all trades, but the only way I am able to juggle all of that is, I will be honest, God. Um, I've always known I was blessed with many talents, but I was never able to balance them all. So that's the key word for me, balance.
Yes,
Balance is very important.
very.
And I've never been a planner, but I am now. So I try to do my best to plan out my day. Um, Most days start with prayer, of course. And my husband, too, he's a big help with everything. Um, he works, so I'm able to be home with my children and I'm able to plan the schedule. And I also homeschool them. So
Oh,
that's really how I'm able to juggle everything because we just we just take it day by day.
yeah, yeah. That's incredible. That's incredible. So, from the business side of things, I see you have like your home front seems very in alignment,
Yes.
which is extremely important to me. God first, prayer is key to me. So now let's dive into the business and the entrepreneurship. I see that you're slaying right now with the makeup. So let's talk about this. This is I was actually recommended to you by my cousin Dr. Cubion, and one of the things that she first mentioned was the makeup artist. So I'm not sure if that one of your companies, but that's what you're here for. So you can tell me about this makeup. Like I said, your face, you're slaying with it. So are you doing everyone else? Do you have a like?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yes, I would say my first business is makeup. I started doing makeup as a hobby in like 2017. So I picked up a brush and immediately I was great at it.
Mm,
And I was just surprised. And it's like I didn't see my talents then. All of my friends did. And they would recommend me to people to do their faces. So I just started out doing faces for fun.
yeah.
And then it was like second nature actually. So
Wow.
I would say that's a God-given talent when anything in your life is second nature and you're just automatically it's just automatic given,
Yeah.
you know, that's a gift. So that's how it started. And now I actually almost gave it up. I have three children. And when I got pregnant with my son, I put my brushes away. I, sold my makeup and I was just ready to really focus on my children because I thought for the longest that that's the only thing that needed my attention. My children, my family. I can wait for my dreams like most women. We all like give up everything for our children. We're
Mm,
like, oh, when they grow up and they get out the house, then, I'll focus on my career. But
mm.
I couldn't do it.
You realize that like it's so funny because I think that sometimes like society wants women to think that they have to just stay in the house and that they can't balance when in reality we can balance. We can be the wife, the mother, and we can also have our businesses and our brands and our companies, and we can be successful at doing it all. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's all about if you're
Balance.
able. Some women aren't driven enough, but if you're able and you're capable, why stop? Or not even driven. Sometimes they may have different situations that won't allow, but if you have that ability and you're able, then you should obviously wear those many hats. Like, it's
Yep.
nothing more powerful than seeing a woman being a mother and a wife and a businesswoman and holding it down. Like, we have that ability to where we can multitask and we can do a lot of different things. So what made you decide that, what you said, you put the brush away and you were like, I just want to focus on raising my kids? What sparked that drive to say, you know what, I think I can handle it. I got to get back out here.
Um, what sparked the drive was when I had my second child, I went through postpartum depression really bad. And that postpartum depression turned into me being depressed. Like it went on for about 2 years. And then after I had my son, he's breastfed. So he's under me all day. And I felt that postpartum trying to come back. And my husband would say things like, well, baby, why don't you do your makeup again? And I was just like, no, no, I don't want to do that. But then I started realizing that I need to do something so I'm not so focused on everything that I have to accomplish. Like I was getting overwhelmed easily. So makeup for me, it's like that outlet. It's like that thing that I could just get away.
Mm,
It's like, I just get away from it. So So I picked up my brushes again, and I just it was still there. That gift was still there. And then this very special woman in my life, she was just like, Dom, I see your. She went back and looked at all my pictures. She was like, you are really great at makeup. She was like, I know you got all of this going on, your kids and all of that, and your job, but there has to be a way.
Yeah.
So when she said that, those words stuck with me. And she was just like, there has to be a way. And I
Yeah.
kept hearing that in my head over and over and over. And
Mm.
then I started believing it. There has to be a way.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just sit on this talent and not help out other women or, help them feel great about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And so that's what gave you the motivation and the willpower to, come back and get back out here.
yes.
Wow, well, you're definitely needed. I'm telling you, because your face is and your hair as well. It's beautiful. So, with the makeup, so are you doing, clients in the inner city? How does that work? Do you have celebrity clients? How does that work with your list of, clients that you're working on?
Well, right now I'm doing clients that are in my area. So
Okay.
I live on Fort Knox,
Okay.
so Kentucky. So I do area like the cities around or Louisville or pretty much
Yeah.
whoever asks me to do their
Yeah.
makeup.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. And so with, the entrepreneur, the other things that you're doing, what else are you doing? Like what falls under the umbrella? Are you doing hair as well, or what are your other companies consist of?
No, I actually don't do hair. I'm good at it, but I only like to do my own.
Oh.
That's not something I would like to dabble in. But I am part owner. I'm co-founder and CEO of a Cmos company. It is called XO Daughters of Abba.
Uh-huh.
So Abba stands for God. And yes, this that's another thing that I'm taking on as a mom.
Incredible. So what made you get into the CMOS business? Because I'm big. Okay, so let me tell you, I just ordered some CMOS. I am just like a fanatic of CMOS, just for me, the benefits and everything. But you being a seller, tell me what made you get into the business of CMOS?
Well, it started out as I was taking CMOS
Okay.
for some time, and the benefits were just amazing to me.
Right?
And
Absolutely.
I had another friend, and she was in Germany at the time. Her
Hmm.
name is Katari. That's my closest friend, and we're actually business partners. But
Awesome.
at the time, she was in Germany and I was here, and then we were just talking, and we were like, "Okay, CMOS is just bomb.
Yes,
It's amazing. I feel good. She felt good, and then
exactly.
you know, this business idea just formed on the inside, and then we just put our heads together. She worked in Germany with those customers, and
Uh-huh.
then I worked stateside here in the U.S. with our customers.
Oh, awesome. That's incredible. So you talked about the benefits. So can you tell the people that are tuned in, like, what are the benefits that you're getting, and then what are the benefits that that, CMOS would give, maybe a new customer that would try to reach out to you?
Yes, I can't speak for everyone that's selling CMOS because there's several types of CMOS. There's
Exactly. Exactly. So real quickly, what kind are you selling? Because I personally, I take the Irish CMOS. What kind are you selling, by the way?
yes, we have the Gracilaria, that is the gold CMOS,
Okay.
and we also have the Irish moss, which is Conjures Crispus.
Okay.
So we actually sell both.
Oh, awesome. Incredible. I'm gonna have
Yes.
to try yours. The gold you said, sea moss. I've never had that.
Yes, that's the Gracilaria. That's more of a detoxer for the body, and the Conjures Crispus is more of a builder. It helps to heal, and we
Okay.
also, for people who have like texture issues, we mix them with fruit also, like strawberry, kiwi, strawberry lemonade. It
Uh-huh.
just makes it really fun, and it's so flavorful.
Okay. Awesome. So, and then that with the Irish, what would you say that the Irish sea moss, what does that one do?
The Irish sea moss, I would say it helps to restore what your body is lacking. Sea
Okay.
moss has 92 out of the 102 minerals that
Mm-hmm.
our body needs.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is just, it's amazing. It
It's
helps to heal.
amazing,
It
right?
is it is a healer.
It is a exactly. Yes,
It
yes,
is.
exactly. That's, I'm like I said, I'm so obsessed with CMOS, and I actually almost forgot that you said that was one of the things that you do. So I'm happy that we were able to touch on that because that's so important. Like especially now during the pandemic, I think also the benefits of the immunity, what it does for our immunity, keeps your immune
Yes.
system up. Like how has it
Yes.
been helpful to you for your immune system?
For my immune system, I am happy to say no one in my family has gotten sick. Thank the
Same.
Lord. And my husband, he's out frequently.
Yeah.
But we take a lot of herbs too, so that helps as
Same.
well. But our
Yes.
CMOS, I feel like, is what's keeping us healthy because I also blend it with elderberry too.
Yeah. So it's so funny you said that. So the sea moss that I have coming is elderberry sea moss. Um,
Yes.
so I think that you kind of get the best of both worlds with that particular sea moss. So you mentioned that with for you as well, because also with this show, I want to teach people the importance of taking care of yourself. I'm big on self love and self care, and I
Yes.
think a lot of times, and see with you, I feel like it's a wholeness thing, okay? Because I feel like a lot of times we teach people how to um, outwardly get beautiful, but we don't teach them how to take care of the inside. So,
Yes.
having you on the
Yes.
show is able to teach people how to, internally take care of themselves.
Yes.
The sea moss and like you mentioned the herbs, and then we also have you on the show where we can get, I feel like
You
one
can take care of the outside
exactly
too.
get
Yeah,
take care of
that's
the
me.
outside too.
That's me.
That's yeah, and the beauty too of the sea moss is when we take care of our internal inside.
Yep,
Like believe it or not, it reflects on the from the inside out. Like you're
it
gonna see
does.
it because the sea moss when we're I'm really also big on diet and eating clean and just overall taking care of myself. So I think with women and men that do that and we're nourishing our bodies with these herbs and all
Yes.
these different things and also that we're being loving people because we can't forget that we have to have pure hearts, be beautiful from the inside out.
Yes.
Um, but I think that, like I said, with you, you get the overall. Women can come to you, they can purchase a CMOS, and they can also purchase, come and say, "Go, girl, I need my face beat. Beat my face.
Yes. Yes.
Help make me beautiful. You know what I mean? Inside out, obviously. Um, so talk about like with mixing, like how are you navigating doing the both? Is it easy to do, the having the CMOS and doing the faces that you're doing?
Yes. I won't say that it's easy, of course,
Uh-huh.
because when you're juggling a lot like that, it's never easy.
Yeah,
I feel like greatness is never easy in
exactly.
itself. So I just take it a day at a time. Like, and my daughters, they're wonderful. They like to help. My daughter, she loves makeup. She's just like my little apprentice. She's 7 years old.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
she came sitting and she's like, Mommy, while I was getting ready, she's like, Mommy, I want to watch you do your makeup. And, they like to play in it. Sometimes, I let them play in it. It's no big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Who you never know. She may grow up by the time she's 15 and she may be better than her mom. So I'm not gonna
yeah,
stop her from being the best her she could be. But
exactly. How old are your children? I heard you mention a 7-year old, then you said something along the lines of almost nursing your son.
yes, I have three children. I have a 7 year old, I have a 4 year old, and I have a 1 year old. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's incredible. Love it. Okay, I'm sorry. So, how is it for you, just navigating since the pandemic and just motherhood and being a business owner and has it like slowed your business down? The pandemic.
Well, actually, the pandemic is what sparked the entrepreneur inside of me.
Really? Let's talk
But,
about
but yes, when the pandemic started, I was working. I was still working. I had a job. I was working at 8 to 5.
that. Okay.
And then God just spoke to me and he was like, quit your job
Oh
in
wow.
June. And I was
In
like, what?
June.
I was like, what? It's like, you want
Really?
me to quit my job? So I actually cried. I went to my boss and I was just like, here's my resignation. She was like, what? She was like, why are you doing this? I was like, God told me to. And she
Wow.
was like, are you sure? I was like, yes, I'm sure. And she was like, well, I'm going to hold this just in case you decide you don't want to do this. Well, I still was deciding, and then someone on my job ended up getting positive for COVID. So
Oh,
right then and there, I never went back. I
yeah.
was just like, I'm not even going to finish this. I'm, I was like, this, I'm going. I know I'm not coming back. So the 2 weeks notice is not really needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, that's what sparked it because I tried to juggle my business with Cmos and work, and I just couldn't do both. And I knew God's work is more important than anything. So
Right.
I took a whole pay cut just to do what God wanted me to do,
Yeah.
and that's just where I am.
Beautiful. That's incredible. That's incredible.
The leap of
Wow.
faith.
Faith, yeah, no, it's and talk about that though. How important is faith to you? Like, have you seen the benefits? Because I'm sure it's like God never tells us to do things without, if God asks you to do it, better believe it. He's gonna give you more than what you had before. Like I've never seen God fail
Yes,
me. If He told me to walk away from something, everything that I've walked away, He's always given me greater. So in this situation, don't you feel like this has been more beneficial in the sense of like you said, yeah, right. Now you're
yes,
an
absolutely.
entrepreneur. You have the freedom to do everything you need to do. You're not tied down to this one, this job, and now you have to. Because I think like when we get into these jobs, um, well, when people get into the jobs, I think that it really just takes a lot of time. You can't do everything that you're passionate about
No,
sometimes.
you can't.
Yeah.
You
So how
can't.
has it been better for you? Since you've been free from you said the 8 to 5.
Yes. eh, at first it was a bit rocky because I didn't understand why he wanted me to do this, but it opened up so much more space for me to do the things that I wanted to do.
Hmm.
First, I was praying. I was like, Lord, when I went back to work, I was like, Lord, if you if you take this away, I will be the best stay at home mom I could be. See, this is just me thinking, I was going to go back to it, but it didn't happen that way. And I've always wanted to homeschool my daughter. So when the pandemic hit, and then he was like, quit your job, I was able to homeschool my children. I'm able to work when I want to work
Amazing.
instead of, creating my own hours. And then being an entrepreneur, I can say yes or no to whether I want a client or not, but I
Yes.
usually don't turn anyone down unless my spirit says no.
Yes.
So I don't accept everybody, but
Yes.
yeah. But yeah. So,
That's
but faith
incredible.
is really big to me, and it's really important because if you don't have faith, you really don't have anything. You have to
Exactly.
believe. Like you could quit your job, but if you don't trust in God and believe in God that He's going to make a way for you, or He's going to better the situation that you're in, it's no point in you know faith without work is dead, pretty much.
Exactly. Faith without
So
works are dead. Exactly. That's so true. And so, and you know what? It seems like you haven't even took a loss. You know what I mean? Like, right?
financially, yes, but that's temporary. I know He's going to
Right.
provide. So
Right. But
yeah.
you look happy. So do you feel like you're happier and everything?
I am. I was so unhappy at that job, and I knew it. And the only way I would honestly say, if I was to get another job, it would only to be to fund my dream, my businesses, and anything. It's temporary.
Right. And you said that you've only been, doing it since June, right?
CMOS since May, but I quit my job in June.
In June. So
Yeah.
6 months basically. So it's like it's so crazy because you're just in the beginning stages of this. So God is
Yes.
able to like blow your mind in the next 6 months may be just tremendous outpour of financial blessings and wealth. You know what I mean?
Overflow.
I mean that's how God works, right? He tests us
Yes.
like to see if we'll step out on that small step. You know what I mean? When we step out, take the first step, and then there's the second step, and then we start
Yes.
seeing just different doors open in the process. What have been some of the benefits since you've taken, that leap of faith and you've trusted God and, you don't see your way? What have been the benefits that you've received in this time period of, walking by faith and not by sight?
The benefits. It's just being able to enjoy life for what it is.
Yeah,
Like you look around and everything life can be hectic sometimes, and the noise around us,
yeah,
meaning like the people, the things that's happening, like the election,
yeah,
all of that can take our focus off of what we're really supposed to be doing. It can be
yeah,
distractions.
Yeah.
So I've kind of silenced all of that and really I've grew myself internally as far as I've set boundaries for my life and for the people around me.
Hmm.
I've I would say I've really grown to know who Dominique is.
Beautiful.
So that's just important to me. I didn't know that before everything. So it's kind of been like I've a self healing. I've just been healing in every area of my life.
Talk about that though. So when you said, so what are some of the things that you felt you've discovered, if it's not too personal? Because I definitely want these conversations to help people. That's what my interviews are for. They're not for glitz and glamour, but it's about helping other people. And like I said, it's women
Yeah.
empowerment. How do you feel that you've discovered more, just in different areas, bits and pieces of who you are from following him and being obedient?
I would say my word has actually helped me because a lot of times when you silence everything around you, you're able to hear God more clearly and the things that He's trying to say to you. And
Yeah.
if He can't get it through you, a lot of times, sometimes it comes, people will bring it to you and they'll say it. You know how confirmation is.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times, I would say, God will, if He's trying to speak to me, He speaks to me in numbers. He'll be like, okay, Romans 3:5, and I'll go read it or something like that, and then He'll show me what He's trying to say to me.
I love
But
it.
yeah, I think that's all I can really say right now as far as the keeping
Gotcha.
it confidential.
Gotcha. So you know what? Now I can see you. So I'm seeing from the Instagram camera. I just wanted to keep you in the frame. Yeah, perfect.
What
You're
about it?
in there. It was actually cutting off your face a bit. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. So, you also talked about on the faith walk. So it's beautiful how he's spoken to you and different things like that. Would you say there's other benefits that you've received in this process of the entrepreneurship? Like, what have you discovered about entrepreneurship, and what about even women empowerment? How has that affected you? And which ways are you trying to empower women?
I'm trying to empower women to see the beauty in themselves,
Okay.
not just externally, but internally. Like, um, we have to build ourselves up before we can build anybody else up. You have to know who you are. You have to love yourself, truly love yourself. And a lot of times, even in my before and afters of like my makeup pictures, you can see the before, and then when they sit in my chair and I give them a word, or I tell them how beautiful they are, or I help to uplift their spirit, the after shows what they just got. They don't it doesn't even look like the same person. They look happy, they look healthy, they look whole, they look like they love themselves, because
Mm-hmm.
they should see
Exactly.
themselves as beautiful.
Right. Exactly. That's important. As I mentioned to you from the beginning, self-love is key. I think that, that's another reason why I want more women on the show to talk about the importance, because so many people, you talked about in the beginning too, that you went through like the the depression. At first it was from, having the baby, but then I guess it must have went longer than
It
you
carried
expected,
on. Yeah.
and a lot of people that come on the show have gone through, some sort of depression, you know what I mean? And how did God, did you hear, like, did God, was he tugging on you in that season, to help you to pull you out of that place?
Yes, he was tugging on me to to go towards my gift,
Mm-hmm.
because it had got to a point, I would say, around that time where I couldn't hear God anymore because I wasn't being obedient. I couldn't really hear anything He was saying because every time He tried to talk to me, I just push it out the way, and I was so focused on the things that I wanted for my life, not what He wanted for my life.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, you have to make a decision, because He's not going to keep talking to you. He's not going to keep. It's just like a parent. If you ask your child to do something and they don't listen, you're going to stop asking them. You're going to stop paying attention to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know if one of my daughters, they don't listen to, what I'm trying to tell them to do, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ask my other child how to, if they will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Got
So
you. Got you. So God was basically, you feel like he was trying to push you to get to operating in purpose.
Yeah.
And then and from all of that, like even the depression, so you feel as if you found your purpose in the midst of it.
Yes, I found my purpose in the midst of it. I'm still, I'm still figuring it out, but it's just one of those things where you just take it one day at a time. You're not gonna get a whole itinerary, you know,
Right.
when when he gives you something, he be like, okay, quit your job. You're not gonna get a whole itinerary. You're gonna get bits and pieces of it, but you gotta trust him. You have to
Exactly.
trust him.
That's so true. And when you said that, it's so funny because we talk, like you said, itineraries, but it's like life is day to day anyway. I mean, I do believe I'm big on hope and seeing a big picture where I was talking to someone the other day, and when we were talking, I told them that I expect, to be successful
Yep.
and to really be great and to do great things in the world. And then they asked me about expectancy. And it's like, I mean, first of all, I expect it from God, but then also I expect it from when you put in that hard work, you have to be an expectation of great
Yeah.
things to follow, right? Amen. So
Yeah.
when you said about the itinerary, sometimes it is important to just go day to day with God. We can be optimistic for the future, which I think is so important, basically, because the Bible says, He says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, they are good and not the thoughts are good and not of evil to give you an
Yep.
expected end." So when we look toward our futures, yes, we can look in hope of great things, but the day to
Yeah.
day is what we have to focus on because we don't know what tomorrow holds. And so I
Yeah.
liked how you talked about just that day to day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're going day to day, you're still, finding out your purpose, and God is probably through this process revealing more and more each day. I'm sure it's something
Yes.
that happens daily where he may show you something else, to add even
Yeah.
into like the makeup, or like you said, you also encourage the women. So I'm sure each process is different. You may, beat someone's face, and then during the process, talk about that, like, because I don't know what can happen, but I'm sure sometimes, you may have an incredible word to, like you said, uplift
Yeah.
them. Tell the viewers for you how does that happen, you know that when you're doing these phases.
Well, a lot of times I don't even know what I'm going to do when I go do
Right.
these faces.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I'll be like, all right, God, what color do you want me to put on this person? Like in my last client, she was a beautiful 65-year-old. It was her birthday.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was just like, okay, what do you want me to do to her? And then he showed me the colors and I did it. And it's
Wow.
like, I'll be honest, I don't really practice that much. I do need to do better. I need to do better as far as creating content because I have goals that I set for myself this year,
Yeah.
as far as like Instagram, social media, all those things. But
Yes.
yeah, that's it's. I've had addicts sit in my chair. I've had
You had
women
who?
who used to be addicts, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a drug addict," and I'm like,
Oh.
"No, don't say that. You're
Yeah.
not a drug addict. That's not who you are anymore."
Mm.
You're declaring things over yourself that you will always deal with if you keep saying that's who you are. That's
Yeah.
not who you are.
Yeah.
That's who the enemy tried to make you. That's not who you are.
Exactly. So I actually didn't hear you well. So you said addicts. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Wow, incredible. So I'm sure you got some great photos of the before and afters of those people, huh?
yeah, yes,
Wow. Now, are they finished with that life, or?
yes. Actually, they were finished with their life. They were sober for many, many years. I think at least about 20 or so.
Oh,
But you know
wow.
how they teach them in therapy or whatever they're doing? They're like,
Yeah.
hey, my name is such and such. I am a druggie or I'm an addict. They make you say those things
Oh,
to keep you
wow.
complacent.
Yeah, to stagnate you, you think, to have you
Yeah.
stuck. Like, no, you're no longer that. That's what you were,
Yep.
past tense. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, incredible. What would you say was like one of your greatest experiences, and you walked away feeling empowered yourself after, ministering to one of your clients, or?
Uh, I would say this recent one with the 65-year-old woman. I love older women.
Mhm.
Uh, I used to work in a nursing home for 5 years. I was a CNA,
Mhm.
and it's just something you can learn a lot from the elderly.
Yeah.
Like they've been where we are, and if
Yeah.
they haven't been, I'm sure they have a word for it.
Yeah.
But she taught me a lot, and She said she writes down every year about like this year she wrote down 65 things that she's thankful for,
Mm.
and it inspired me to do so because I'm 28, so I'll be 29 in 2 weeks. So I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
it inspired me to write down 29 things in 2 weeks of what I'm thankful for. Usually it's me pouring out into my clients, but this time I stay full.
Wow. That's incredible. Wow, that's amazing. Um, yeah, no, that's really good because you know, I deal with makeup artists because I actually have to get my makeup done, and I haven't had an experience with makeup artists when I'm on set where they're ministering to me as well. So I think that that's what sends your business as an makeup artist entrepreneur. It's also helping people. It's also
Yeah.
empowering people. And so now I see how you basically overall, like you said, you're empowering women in the process of making them feel beautiful. And you're also uplifting their spirits and encouraging them and motivating them, which is a beautiful thing. I definitely appreciate having you on the show. What are a few questions before we close out? What are your goals for 2021 in regards to business and entrepreneurship?
One of my goals, I would say, for XO Daughters of Abba, now that my partner is stateside, we have a lot of products that we are coming out with. We are working on. I won't say what they are, but we do also have a website. So if anyone wants to check it out, it is XO Daughters DAUGHTERS of Abba.com. Um, we, ha- I just want to kind of create. I just want to be creative this year. I would say create more products in my Cmos business and create more content for my makeup business because I have a goal. I want to be a crayon cutie. If no one knows what that is, that's like they send you PR boxes and you advertise their makeup stuff like that, and they'll post you. Yeah, I just want to create more content because I have lots of ideas. I'm very creative. I do arts and crafts. I make tutus, bows, all that stuff. But um, that's what a goal I have for my makeup. And as far as myself, I just want to try to continue to give my children the best life that they can have, and be a good wife. Because my husband, he's amazing. He supports me. Like right now, he has the kids. He's trying to keep them quiet. But yeah, he's really really my rock. A lot of times they say behind a man is a strong woman, but no one talks about the strong man that stands in front of the woman.
Oh, talk about it. Well, why don't you talk about it? Talk about it on the show because that's also important to me. I think it's so important. Like you said, they don't highlight great men enough. You know what I mean? And I
No,
think
they
that,
don't.
right? They don't highlight that. And since they don't, why don't you talk about it? In bits and pieces of just because
Yeah.
I want that type of stuff. Anything that's positive, I want it highlighted on my show. And so you said he's your rock and he's this and that. Can you continue?
uh, well, how would I say? He's just always been my rock. Like even from dating, like he knew instantly he wanted to marry me. Literally after probably a month of being together, he was talking
Ooh.
about marriage, and I was scared, so I ran away. I ran away. I broke up with him,
Oh my
and
God.
I didn't see him for 2 years.
You broke up with him and you left for 2 years?
Yeah,
Oh my
not while married,
God.
but this is while we were dating.
That was while you were dating.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
wait, let's backtrack. So you guys were dating. You were dating and then he wanted to get married and then you ended it and then you were
yeah.
parted ways for 2 years?
Yes, I ended it because I was scared. I was only 19.
You were 19 and then how did you guys reconnect?
I was actually at my aunt's house on my lunch break,
And
and
how much longer? How long was the after the in between the 2 years, like you got back with him in that 2 year process or
no, not at all. We didn't speak for. He was upset at me because I broke up with him, and he was in love with me. But I was young, I felt like I had my life ahead of me. So.
yeah. Yeah.
But
So how long ago did you like? How long did you guys reunite and then get to where you are, like married and all of that?
we got back together, and from I would say about 9 months, we were together, and then we got married.
You were together for 9 months and then you got married?
Maybe 8 months, but
Incredible.
yeah,
And
yeah.
how long have you guys been together?
We have been together. It'll be 6 years in May, as far as married, but
Oh,
7 years total.
incredible. I love it.
Yeah,
That's a blessing.
it
And
is.
so, in that, I wonder, wow. So now when you think back, I know you were young and you ran away. Do you think that was the best thing, or what do you think? How has that worked for you? Just wondering.
I would say I probably should have stayed and married him when he wanted me to,
Okay.
but out of being that I didn't, I was able to get my oldest daughter, my 7 year old.
Okay.
She's been a blessing to me. She's taught me so much. So being that we were apart for those 2 years, I had a daughter,
Okay.
and when we got back together, he accepted her as his own. As his own, he's been in her life since she was one, and he's just been a really amazing man. I would say that.
That's a blessing.
Yeah,
It's nothing like having your baby, as a woman, and then having an incredible man beside you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That got your back, that supports you.
That helps me pack packages, and he brings the boxes to the car, and he really helps me. If I'm like, hey babe, can you do this, he helps me, he supports me, he does.
That's incredible. Now you talked about you're a woman, of faith. Now is your husband a man of faith as well?
Yeah, I would say yes, he is. He actually knows more about the Bible than I do, honestly.
Really?
He grew up that way though, but I know God has a lot of plans for his life, and he's just, he has to give God that yes. So I know he will. I've been praying for him, and we've been. I won't make it sound like a fairy tale, but that's kind of how I felt at first. But yeah, we've had our ups and downs like most marriages,
Yeah.
but we've even had a time where we were separated, honestly. But God saw us through that. It was short, and now we're back and better than before.
Amen. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I really do. So, is there anything else? I mean, because remember, like I said, this is even empowerment too, because I think in the world today, there's so many negative images that are portrayed, like for black couples and marriage and how we're supposed to be treated. And I always tell people, everybody is not going through hell on earth.
No,
There's people, right? There are people
no.
that are happy, living life to the fullest. And yes, we all have ups and downs, but for the majority of it, it's more up than down, right?
Yes, it is. It's a lot more up. Like we don't even argue. We might have disagreements, but we do not argue. We made that decision a long time ago not to do that. Like you can be happy, and you can have a healthy marriage. It is a choice. Everything you do in life is a choice.
Yes.
Before you yell, you need to sit down and think, is it worth it?
Yes.
Before y'all get mad at each other, is it worth it? And then you also have to think about your children. Your
Yes.
children are watching everything.
Yes.
You
Yes.
My biggest thing is I want to set a good example for my children. I want to make sure they treat people kind, and not just treat people the way they want to be treated, but
Right.
treat people kind because you should love them. Love everybody. There's not
Exactly.
enough love in this world, and even at a young age, I set myself apart. I knew I was set apart. I never was
Amen.
popular. I always separated myself. Like my family, they could be having a whole gathering in the living room, and I was in my room.
Oh my goodness.
I was literally set apart, and
Yeah.
I made the decision very young to be the good in the world. I seen everything around me, and I was just like, there is not enough good. And I decided at a very young age that I wanted to be nice. I wanted to be good. I wanted to love everyone.
Amen. I love that. Like that's what I represent. Like that's yes. Like you came on the show because I didn't know much about you, and I'm loving the way that this was set up because you're exactly the example of what I want on the show. I'm loving to hear a healthy marriage and healthy relationships and a person that is, dedicated to being kind and going out of their way to help others and be good to others. And the reason I say you're helping others because through your makeup, you're doing so much for women. You know what I mean? And then you're teaching your children, you know what I mean, the importance of love and treating people right. So I absolutely love it. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best. Is there anything that you would want, someone that's listening to know, or a woman that, she's trying to start her career, or even in love, how not to settle, you know what I mean? But not to settle for, just being treated anyway, but that you can be treated right as a woman, in
Yeah.
relationships. There's some, you can add your partake into that, because you have this marriage and you have your business and you're succeeding, for the most part with everything.
I would say, as far as business wise,
Mm-hmm.
um, you cannot grow if you're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Yes.
Growth is not comfortable. You're ever changing, you're ever evolving. And I would say listen to that inner man when it comes to everything. Like, yeah, you know how people say we have a gut, listen to your gut.
Yeah.
More than likely, that's your spirit.
Yes.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Listen to it, especially if you're young. Listen to it. You do not have to go through the beatings and the no good men. You don't have to settle. You don't have to
Exactly.
settle. You really don't. But then also don't set your expectations so high to where they're not normal.
Right. They're not realistic. Yes.
Yeah, they're not realistic
Yes.
because everyone is going to make mistakes and you have to always have a forgiving heart. Like the
Yes.
Bible says 70 times 7, always be forgiving. Every day, make the decision to forgive anybody that has hurt you. Even if you have to go home and cry it out to God, forgive them.
Yes.
Forgive them. Forgiveness is everything. You cannot grow with forgiveness, unforgiveness in your heart. You cannot be your best self with unforgiveness in your heart. You will be stagnant always. And
Absolutely.
as far as marriage, if that's something you desire, marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is very beautiful, and I'm just honored that I have my husband.
Amen.
I really am. Not saying, and I will be honest, not saying that everything is always going to be perfect from the beginning because it wasn't always like that. But that's when you come together, you communicate, and you decide what you want for your life.
Amen.
Um,
Powerful. Give your website out again so that the viewers can be able to, check you out. Maybe, some people in your hometown can get their face beat, and then also where we can purchase that CMOS.
yes, you can like and follow our page on Facebook and Instagram. It is XO dot Daughters of Abba, but on our website it is xodaughtersof Abba.com. And Abba is ABBA.com, like the love XO. So,
Gotcha.
and
Excellent.
as far as my personal Instagram, it is underscore Dominique Bryant. I'm sure it's tagged in here, and it's a Dominique with one eye.
Gotcha. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me on Lakithia Nicole Talk. You were excellent. I'm definitely going to try to get some of your CMOS, and hopefully you come back and, in the next
Sure.
months, maybe I can have you on and you can tell me where God has brought the business and how, everything is evolving with your companies and everything. I wish you the best of blessings, and yeah, I hope to have you on again. Thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. I absolutely love your spirit. You are a wonderful lady. You are doing some wonderful things for all of us. So you don't know how this have helped me.
Oh,
So
thank
yeah.
you so much. Thank you so much. I look forward to, like I said, connecting with you in the near future, and even partnering. Maybe we can get you
Yes.
on the road and do some makeup for me, because I actually, I have my LA makeup artist, but in New York I don't have. But maybe once things open up, maybe we can fly you out if you're open to it and the
That
pandemic
is,
is over.
hey, that is glorious. I would love that. And that's actually one of my goals. I want to be a traveling makeup artist and
Well, I'm gonna
wherever
snatch
I
you up.
am. Yes, girl, come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I don't know how to do that stuff. I'm gonna tell you, I tell people all the time, I don't know how to do all this contouring stuff, but I want it done. I'm just basic, so I want to get some people. Well, I mean, I feel like you can do it all. So we're gonna talk about that
Yeah.
later. But again, thank you so much. I look forward to, like I said, connecting with you soon. And you guys have a great night. You can stay.
Yes, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in and be blessed.
Good night.